Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to explore a topic that has been a subject of debate and analysis for decades. Why is Eastern Europe poorer than Western Europe? This is a complex issue with many historical, political, economic, and social factors at play, so let's dive in and try to make sense of it. To begin with, we need to acknowledge that the terms Eastern Europe and Western Europe are not fixed or objective categories, but rather fluid and contested concepts that depend on various criteria such as geography, culture, language, religion, ideology, and history. Therefore, we will use them as general labels that reflect some of the differences between the regions we're comparing. One of the most obvious and persistent factors that explain the gap between Eastern and Western Europe is the legacy of communism. For more than 4 decades, many countries in Eastern Europe were under Soviet domination, which imposed a planned economy, centralized political control, censorship, repression, and isolation from the rest of the world. While some aspects of communism were beneficial, such as universal healthcare, education, and social welfare, the overall impact on economic growth, innovation, and entrepreneurship was negative. The lack of incentives, competition, and private property rights stifled innovation, discouraged risk-taking, and led to inefficiencies, shortages, and corruption. When communism collapsed in the late 1980s and early 1990s, Eastern Europe faced a daunting challenge of transitioning to market economies and democratic systems, which required massive reforms, restructuring, and investments. Another factor that contributes to the East-West divide is the geography and resources of the regions. Western Europe, especially countries like Germany, France, and the UK, has access to a wide range of natural resources, such as coal, oil, gas, minerals, and fertile land, as well as a favorable climate for agriculture, industry, and trade. Eastern Europe, on the other hand, has fewer resources, and many of them are located in Russia, which has a history of using them as leverage or monopoly. Furthermore, Eastern Europe is landlocked, which makes transportation and logistics more expensive and challenging. Moreover, the climate is harsher and less predictable, which affects agricultural yields and energy consumption. Another factor that plays a role in the economic gap between Eastern and Western Europe is the level of human capital and education. While Eastern Europe has a strong tradition of education and culture, many countries suffered from brain drain, where talented and educated people left their home countries in search of better opportunities and freedoms elsewhere. This led to a shortage of skilled workers, innovators, and entrepreneurs, who are essential for driving economic growth and development. In contrast, Western Europe has attracted many immigrants and foreign workers, who brought diversity, skills, and energy to the region, as well as contributed to its demographic and cultural vitality. Finally, there are political and institutional factors that shape the economic performance of Eastern and Western Europe. Western Europe has a long history of democracy, rule of law, civil liberties, and social cohesion, which create a favorable environment for business, investment, and innovation. Furthermore, Western Europe has been part of the European Union (EU) since its inception in 1957, which has enabled it to benefit from a single market, free movement of goods, services, capital, and people, as well as shared values, norms, and regulations. Eastern Europe, however, has joined the EU only in the last 3 decades, and some countries are still struggling to catch up with the rest of the EU in terms of meeting the membership criteria, adopting the euro, and implementing the reforms needed to improve their competitiveness and governance. In conclusion, the question of why Eastern Europe is poorer than Western Europe is a complex one that cannot be answered by a single factor. Rather, it is the result of a combination of historical, political, economic, social, and cultural factors that have shaped the regions differently over time. While communism, geography, human capital, and institutions are some of the main factors that explain the gap between Eastern and Western Europe, other factors such as globalization, migration, innovation, and climate change also play a role. It is important to remember that each country and region is unique, and therefore the solutions to their challenges may vary. However, By understanding the causes of poverty and inequality, we can work towards creating a more equitable and prosperous future for all. Thank you for watching, and please share your thoughts and comments below. Thanks for watching.